investigators. It's time to get the facts from the big secret keepers. UFOs passing by when I look up in the sky. We're out here asking why, but we don't get no reply. We want disclosure, we need the actual facts. They're covering all the tracks, but we're not backing down. It's our time, stay on the grind. Why the big secret's about to blow your mind.
All right, truth seekers, it's Friday and we're going to have a special show for you. And why? Because we're in a different place tonight, baby. We're on the UNX network, which is the X, baby. And this is where you're going to find anything paranormal, the secret, the unexplained, and also Roderick Martin. Yes, we're here. So I want to thank all my truth seekers and everybody for being here with us today, because we got a great show and we're going to rock this thing for you. So you could have been any other place tonight, but you chose to be right here. And what we're going to talk about, it's Freaky Friday, baby. We're going to talk about any and everything. So we're a little early, so you don't have to put the children to bed, but get ready. And I am ready for you. So hopefully you're ready to support what we're doing. And you got a story you want to talk about in the chat, I want you to do that as well. But in the meantime, let's get rocky. And I know you're saying, Roderick, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, let me just say, we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whether it's those UFOs, those extraterrestrials, those aliens, those government secrets, all about why the big secret. And that's why we're here today on the X network, baby. And so I'm excited. I got a lot for you tonight. So get ready. Put the children to bed early. And like I say, if you haven't fed them dinner, you know my routine. Hit the biscuits, the bacon, all of that stuff. You know, breakfast makes a good dinner. Get husband to get the oatmeal together and put everybody to the side and come on with it. Because what we talk about give kids dreams. And we don't want them knocking on your door in the night talking about, Mommy, Daddy, I see something. So this is why we are here. And I'm excited about all that. So let's get ready to tone this down. And we're going to get talking about what we're doing tonight. So let me check out my comments here and welcome everybody here tonight so we can get going and end the day. All right, so we got our truth seekers out there tonight, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. So anyway, welcome, guys. We are broadcasting here on the radio network here of the UNX, baby. It is the X. You know, I got to get that voice now, the X. You know, they do that here, but you know, there's a lot of people that stream that's part of this network. You want to go check that website out when you get an opportunity, because let me tell you something, they got some good UFO shows and this thing is running all night long, 24/7, 12, 365 plus OT is how that works. I'm also streaming from Clubhouse. So if you're listening in from Clubhouse, we are live streaming. If you want to hit the link right up above that you see the pinned link, it'll bring you over into the YouTube chat. So you're with us from here, from there. So hi, everyone. I see we got a few of our regulars here in the chat room. So we got Renee, we got Step, Missy T. So I definitely want to thank each one of y'all for being here. And as always, you know, I have to start it out and give some special thanks to those truth seekers. So I'm going to be doing that here in just a few moments for each and every one of you for there. So let's do that. Let's give everybody, these truth seekers, their thanks for supporting the show, and definitely going to do that. And why wouldn't I do? So let's go ahead and give you thanks. So anyway, if you're a truth seeker and you want to be part of this, our research community, these are people that are supporting our show right now. And the list is growing every day. There's a place that you can go buy me a coffee and get part of what we're doing. And that's something that I think is very special, because we actually are searching for the truth from those big secret keepers. And these are people who have those memberships, and they're also getting access to some special information. And so I'm pretty excited about that as well. If you have a company, our reach is growing, and we're growing in thousands and thousands each month. You can get part of the podcast. You can advertise here on an UNX radio station, which is broadcasting a lot of different places, as well as YouTube. You can get a part of this. But I got a special thing right there in the bottom that I want to focus on for you. You see where it says personally seeking weight loss partnership? I'm putting it out there, baby. I am seeking the weight loss partnerships. Anybody got some products, good things? They want to say, you know what, Roderick, we're going to help you lose weight. I'm going to help you market that good old food product or what you have, because, I have TV shows. I got more of them coming out. And you can say, hey, this guy was this big on this show at this time, and now he that big because of my product, because of your product. So we would do that. So put the word out that this is what we're doing. And I just want to get all those things out of the way. But if you just joined us tonight, I just want to say thank you for being here. And we're not going to let you down. We'll get some things going here real quickly. And now that I've thanked everybody, let's put things in perspective from here. Okay, so I'm excited. There you go. Hi, Steph. How's it going with you? Welcome you here today. And Missy T, yes, welcome for being here as well. Anyone else in that chat, you guys want to go ahead and Miss Vicky, all of you. And as well, you can support it. If you got something, if I say something good or give you some value, super chats are open. We have all of those stickers and everywhere else. All right, so let's get down to some conversation. And then at the top of the hour, I'm going to share some things for you that you do not want to miss with Gaia. They have a new UFO program that they're putting out right now, and it's limited. You can get a lot of access to a lot of things, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes or at the top of the hour when I show you a little video. So stick around for that as well. All right, so let's get down to some conversations right now. I think it's been a long week. We've talked about a lot of things. If you've been in some of the other UFO shows on the Why the Big Secret channel as well, and some of the people that we had in the past this week, from the ghost hunters, the spirit seekers, from Heidi Hollis was there, and then Marie Jackson, and we talked about a little bit the intervention between, is there a connection between the UFOs, the ghosts, the spiritual side, and we had a little humor about it. So if you had an opportunity to watch it, then definitely I want to hear about it. Now, if you hear part of the Truth Seekers, and if you on our list, you should have this morning received your UFO report that you would have gotten, that covers all the media out there anywhere in the United States, globally, that if they talk about UFOs, anything, you would have gotten your report. And if you did, definitely I want to know about it. Just hit me down here in the chat and let me know you received it. And you will receive another one about 7:30. And so in about 30 minutes, you'll get another report. It's going to be twice a day. And that's going to keep you informed as the researcher of our team. So therefore, as we do our content creation and topics, we're going to know about it. So, all right. So if you got it. So Nicole says she got it. What do you think about it? It was a lot of information. What is a surprise for you, or what? Is this something that you would like to keep reading? And I hadn't added NASA, the Air Force, and all of those things on it yet. I did add NASA, but there's communication from each and every military branch that I do put out there with it, indefinitely. So if you kind of share some things here in the chat, Nicole, or what you think about it, and I'll post it on the screen. But you only get access if you're one of our Truth Seeker members. And so that's how we do it here. So if it's Why the Big Secret, you need to know what's going on, and that's that. So that's enough of the talk, man. Let's get down to everything else. I'm new on this particular network. We're actually broadcasting live. Okay. And so if you want to go to the streaming platform and you driving around and you don't want to see, I got this face for TV, I'm a hybrid a little bit. I told you that. I got a face for radio, face with TV, and I got the body, the main with it, right? Okay. I know. It's all good. I'm not bragging about that. All right. So today, it is Freaky Friday. And I think that's what we're going to call it today. I know we was thinking of names when I told you guys last week that we were about to truly put this radio station on blast so that we can, get closer to the moon. And was asking for suggestions and one of the things that we could do. Yeah. So many articles looking for it. Yes, you're going to get anything, Nicole. What happens with that is that's a system we pay for. It's a lot of money, but it's to try to keep us ahead of the game on information. Some things you're going to see early reported in other countries before it comes into the United States. So you're going to be able to see those articles every day. Anything new, it's all done on aliens, extraterrestrials, military, anything that those keywords surface on blogs, newspapers, TV station, radio stations. If they said it's tracking voice, it's tracking everything, you're going to begin to get those reports so that you then, as a truth seeker and researcher, if there's something that I missed or you say, hey, Roderick, we need to talk about this tonight as a contributor to the show, then that's where it is. And so now you see that 16 cents a day thing, that $5 membership is going to keep you so more ahead of the game. It's going to be incredible. And so if anyone else want to truly be a part of that, then you can. And all you have to do is definitely go to, buy me a coffee at the, Big Secret and just join the membership. And it's, like I said, it's $5, man, 16 cents a day for the information. And again, if you're in Clubhouse, welcome. It's Friday night, and we're live streaming from YouTube through the X radio network. And so I'm Roderick Martin hosting your show. All right. So that's all of the messages and things that I think we need to truly be talking about. And so now we can really get ourselves into some conversation about UFOs, extraterrestrials, aliens, or all of the things that we want to talk about. And so we can definitely do that. And to help me with this, my truth seekers, if you don't mind shooting me a comment down in here or a direction or something that we might just want to discuss together tonight, I'd be most appreciative to give you for you, because it's all for you and about you and what we're doing here. So we're definitely going to be doing that as well. So we got the greatness of people watching with the eyes. They're saying, I'm watching you, Roderick. I'm watching you. And that's the greatness of, looks like the Jimmy Church is here. All right, then. So welcome, Jimmy, checking me out. I know, here I am, there I am. But anyway, all right. So let's talk about, one of the things that we know is happening today. There's been a lot of conversations as the UFO topic. Here we go now. Listen to that. We got a super sticker. Now, I do a little lap dance when I get that. So if I got a little music for you, when I get my super stickers there, that's the lap dance. And let me just give you just a quick move and you guys can go. There we go. All right. So that's it. Now, $9.99, I get to bust the other move. So we all good with that. So I give you a little something because I just don't want you to think your money just stops here. It actually supports my stomach and other places and all of that. So we remember there was a time, as we go back, that people will say, Roderick, UFOs, UFOs is not real, right? And one of the things that I used to get all the time is, why are people asking that question? So now, as a UFO investigator, I do that and researcher, it's not a time that people don't go back to the basics and sit here and say, are UFO real or UFOs? And I'm like, man, UFOs are real. And it gets so frustrating that you just want to sit here and look at somebody and you really can't say what you want to say. But when I'm thinking, here's some of the things I'm just thinking at that moment.
You damn right, wise ass.
And that's one of the things. It's like, okay, you want to say it, but you can't let it come out your lips and everything else. And so that just happens in what we're doing with this. And make sure you smash that like button. All right. Make sure you smash the like button. We want the YouTube algorithm to know we here. So if you found value in what I'm saying tonight in any point of the show, definitely smash the like button so that we can then definitely get the algorithm to know that we are here. We're on this galaxy and we're in the X galaxy. That's where we are right now. So either way, I want you to do that. So we get back to what I was just talking about, the basics of UFOs. And I like to kind of get into that personally because, you talk about this 6 years ago, 15 years ago, you're not hearing nothing about UFOs. You're just not going to hear it. Not in my community, the African-American community, because it's just a taboo subject and it's just something we don't talk about. And I'm not going to get into all the religious side of that, but I grew up in a neighborhood that, if you went to the corner and you was the bully, you could not talk about UFOs. I mean, imagine the bully. Hey, man, I saw a UFO last night. Well, street credit gone, is out. He ain't taking nobody's candy money anymore, but that's all changing right now. And as you know, that we got people that are now coming forward. The government is coming forward. We got these senator heroes like Burchett and all these people that are now saying, hey, we want the truth and we can't handle the truth. And what are we going to do? What happens when the UFOs just decide to show up? And what happens to people like me and all of us speakers and stuff? Is the jig is up? I mean, is it up? Do we now have nothing else to talk about because all of a sudden, it's over with, right? I mean, they're here. Where we go from there? So that's something that I've always had dreams about. Okay, Ryder, what do you do? Is this thing going to be over with when it happens? And so I'm really kind of like hoping that's not the case. So after I'm just sitting here, this is just more of an introduction to who I am here. So if you don't know and you're listening to me live on the network here tonight, I'm Roderick Martin. And again, I host a TV show on Discovery Plus right now. It's called The Alien Endgame. I'm one of 3 hosts there. Also part of Billy Carson's documentary, The Black Knight Satellite Beyond the Signal. And when I tell you that thing is going on, that's it. Look like somebody's really trying to force me to do a dance, baby. So I need to, okay, so y'all know how I'll do it. So I'm going to do a little lap dance. Let me find a different little appropriate thing. And remember, put the put the children to bed because we cannot go out like that and they see this. But, and don't expect more than whatever. I'm just going to give it a little to you. So to $10, we break it down and we get the big boy movement, right? And I'm gonna come up with some new alien thing for you. But for $10, you got it. Race Hobbs, it's for you. All right. So that's about as good as it get, and everything else. And that's a trend. That's a trend. So we're doing that. But again, I want to thank you for doing that as well. So again, let's go back to what I was just saying. Here's for you in the audience. What do you think about this today? I mean, do you think it's vindication now that we got the government, we got, all these people coming forward talking about that UFOs are no longer this phenomenon? UAPs is now. Do you find any vindication, especially if you thought or people thought you were kind of cuckoo or crazy in the past because you couldn't talk about this? But now, do you go back to these people and say, aha, hey, you know what? UFOs are real, and blah, blah, blah in your face. How do you do that? Because my thing is, when I see now, and even then, I sit here back and I just get to thinking about people when I talk about UFOs, especially my family members, and I just sit back with this thought.
It's a foregone conclusion. None of these people have ever seen an extraterrestrial before.
And that's how it works, right? They just have not, and you get that, and you just know that, obviously they haven't seen. And so, all right, yeah. So Nicole says vindication. I get it, because that's one of those things that, and keep it coming. If you hear, again, hit that like button, smash the like button, hit the notifications. If you have not subscribed to the channel, if you're listening to us in Clubhouse, we do have an audience there. I want to thank you. We're broadcasting live on 2 places right now. We're on YouTube, but via the UnX network. Okay, so that's where we are, where you can find a lot of these shows as 24/7, 12/365 on the paranormal, the unexplained, the secret. Man, it's the network to be if that's where you want to go. So definitely check it out. So anyway, again, you could Clubhouse, you can hit the link, come on up into the live stream, and I promise you won't be disappointed. I do have a face for TV, and so come and check me out from there. So, but anyway, yeah, vindication. Vindication, I think that's one of the words that we should be using when it comes down to this phenomena today. Aha, I make sure I said it correctly. All right, so here's the point, though. When we come down to this, vindication is it, because again, there's a lot of people who's been really disturbed. Family members have like disassociated with these people, disconnected from people, and it may be you too. You may have felt disconnected from your family. I remember the video we did earlier this week. We had the gentleman that He said he couldn't even tell his wife. David was like, you know what? I couldn't even tell my wife for years that he had a UFO experience, and he just felt that he just couldn't do it. And you remember, I popped the question, not marriage question. I didn't propose to him, but the question was, why the big secret? Why keep it from your wife? She knows your social security number. She know the banking account. She know where the stuff and all this thing, where you hide this and that, but she don't know the story of you seeing a UAP or a UFO and how it has bothered him mentally. But I understood where he was coming from. He said, you know, he couldn't tell her. He's the King Kong of the house. He's the big deal. He's the thing. And he was just saying, you know, he didn't want her to see him differently. And I get that, right? And we all do. And I think that's something that we should talk about. JJ is here with us tonight, y'all. And JJ saying, curious, what then after all man get to see the vessel? Give me a little, you know, JJ, you know, you're a little high tech. So give us a little more explanation. Forget us. Just tell, it ain't nobody but me and you here. Give me a little more explanation what you mean. What then after all man get to see a vessel? What vessel? You know, are we going to go somewhere in that? You know, but anyway, chop it up in here and definitely want to see that as well. And don't forget, at the top of the hour, I'm going to share some things with you. If you don't know what Gaia is doing and how they're giving out some information and some stuff that is going to change your world, and also a deal of deals, you better stick around, because being part of Why the Big Secret here, you're going to get a deal, because I'm a brand ambassador for Guy. Yes. Who I know. Right. And so we'll definitely do that in form fashion. So I'm gonna give you some information, give you an opportunity to seize the moment. And we got a little small window for you to do that. And I'll definitely cover that in a minute. But anyway, like I said, vindication. If we're going to get into that, if anyone else out there watching this, again, if you feel that you've been vindicated, because now we have it in the news, it's in the mainstream and everything else. But as I said right now, I'm going to give you some marching orders. Okay. I'm going to give you something that you can go, and you can do this at dinner. You can do this anytime that you like when it comes down to what we're dealing with this. And I'm talking about the other folks, the non-believers, the people who laughed at us last year and 2 years ago and 3 years ago, the people who said, oh, y'all got to be nuts. Y'all believe in UFOs, ain't nothing flying around. Those people, you know what? Remember I told you we're going to start a movement called UFO taxes, hashtag UFO taxes. We're going to do that because here's the deal. You can be like this weekend. It's Father's Day. Perfect time to use the line that I'm going to give you. Imagine sitting at dinner or kicking it, wherever y'all do, the barbecues, however you're going to do it. And for those of you, if your father's not here to celebrate this with you, I'm sure in spirit and everything else, and my condolences to you and your family and everyone else. But in the meantime, if you are going to enjoy it with someone else's father, then you still can do it. You still can do it. So you sit there, and you're going to sit there, and you're going to be having dinner or whatever y'all do, domino, debut, whatever. Okay. And you look at them and they're going to ask them, do they believe in UFOs? And let them but you got to pause. You got to pause and let them crack the damn joke. Okay. You got to let them say, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. You crazy, you this and you that. And you got to let them know. And then you pop the question and say, do you work? And they go, yeah, I got a job. Hell yeah, I got a job. I work. And say, do you pay taxes? Yeah, I pay taxes. Every citizen of the United States. Or if you're a full-blown citizen and you like to take care of America. And they say, well, do you know they're using your tax money to pay for UFOs? And watch the look on the face. And you just get to stare. You don't say anything. Just look at them. And then you get your look, and you get the Why the Big Secret look. And you just wait. And they go, what are you talking about? Well, that's official government office. Congress just voted. We got congressional hearings. And just tell them, you in on it too. I know it's stupid, but you in on it too. And so you can do that. So got the greatness of Christina Gomez on here. Thank you for welcoming here. I watch your stuff all the time. And if you want to see some show, is this girl here is popping in, and she's on the X as well. And then, of course, her website, I think it's Shifting the Paradigm. I go to the website all the time on the YouTube channel. So y'all check her out and get that different perspective. And especially, for someone as in her age bracket, just tackling this thing and will be the future. Better believe that. Better believe that. So, anyway, so again, UFO taxes. UFO taxes is going to be our movement. That's the hashtag. That's what we're going to do. And the reason I'm saying it, not just to play ridicule to the people who don't believe in UFOs. No. It's to get people to get on board so we can get the government to begin the process. Or I'm sorry, we don't use that word government. Big secret keepers that are big secret keepers. So we can get the big secret keepers, and as we get this movement, because it's all about money. You better believe it. Everything is about money. And I know a lot of people sit here and tell me, Roderick, money ain't everything and all of that stuff. It's not. Money is really not everything. But I rate it right up there with oxygen. You better believe it. So it is about the money. And that's why NASA, NASA out of all these time, and I'm just jumping into this for a moment, NASA, who knew about UFOs, who knew that they existed, knew they got the clips of the clips, they got the stories behind the moon, they got the stories of the astronauts saying Santa Claus, and they all keep saying, oh, no, we don't know anything about it. But now you hear them saying, well, we're going to get in on it. Oh, yeah, NASA, we think we want to do the search. It's the money. It's the money. They know they need to get into the vote of where this money is going to go. And if they ain't on board, they're not going to get any. So follow the money. I'm telling you. So JJ comes back to say that man seeks disclosure. What then? What after disclosure? What are you talking about? The whole point, JJ, is this. The one reason that why the big secret exists is this. I believe that my purpose is to give you enough information that you can read, things that you can see, hear, talk about, or whatever, just to awaken your curiosity. That's all I want to do, to awaken your curiosity that we're not alone in this universe. Because I want you to start there. Okay. The reason I'm going to get with your disclosure question thing or statement here is that we got to go beyond the narrative of the secret. See, because why the big secret, we all know, and I've said it many times, we know that there is alien bodies in Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. They know, we know. They know, the big secret keepers know that there was a crash in Roswell, New Mexico, too, to be a fact. But they know, we know. They don't care about us knowing that, but they think that we're going to run with that. That's the narrative of the secret. That's what and we're happy to know. Oh, we know what's going on in Roswell. The hell we do. We don't know anything because you don't know. And I've said this before. So where I'm going with this disclosure, that ain't happening. We just going down a rabbit hole that we have no clue to where it's going to end, because there's something under something, under something, under something, under something, and somebody's hiding something, just like you do, I do. I got secrets on top of secrets on top of secrets, and they're going to stay it until you tell somebody, right? And that's how they work. But think about it. Imagine if the UFO that crashed, the alien or extraterrestrial that was inside of it, just right before he decided to go back to the universe consciously, I'm going to use that term, and he says, I want to tell you about free energy. And he tells whoever there that, because y'all know, you ain't never seen a UFO stop for gas, right? Not one. You never seen that booger stop for gas. So obviously they use something that we don't. And I know I just paid again today $112 to fill my tank up. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I like to start pushing the vehicle. I didn't even want to turn the car on to use none of it. And I was determining, am I going to go over here to 7-Eleven to get a drink, or am I going to walk down here? Because if I'm going down here, I'm either going to push it over there because I don't want to burn no gas or whatever. Same thing. The UFOs didn't, if the extraterrestrial told us there was a free energy, then what happens at this point? Well, everything breaks down because the system is ran by this commodity that's world and global, which is oil and gas and all those things. And so they're not going to tell that part. If that could be the bigger secret. What if there was some medical breakthrough, or like we know, they already reverse engineering some of these things. And so now you get where I'm going. Why the big secret? We need to know, why is it a secret, and go past the narrative of what we think they want us think we know, so to speak, right? So That's the existence of that. And that's where I'm going with that, JJ, when I talk about your disclosure of saying, I get it, but I have no doubt in my mind that just because we're where we are today, there's going to be some new things happening, and we got it right. And so I think we got a job. We got a job for a long time doing what we're doing. Nicole says we need them right now because humans are struggling right now, and help us out, aliens, brothers and sisters. I can get into a lot of things on that one, Nicole, when it comes down to that. And I appreciate you saying that, because that will lead me into another part of this conversation. And that is a question, and that I think a lot of people ask, because, in some areas, we do get into a point where people try to say, okay, Roderick, the extraterrestrials are peaceful. They come in peace. And this is just where they are over here. Or how about I put it like this? We have my Stephen Greer side, okay, which is benevolence, woo, 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 they are not going to do anything. Then I have my boy Lou Elizondo side, which is, the muddy blueprint theory. What if you wake up and you see some boot prints in your house? What do you do? And a possibility, because they got all this technology and these observables, that these boogers could do what they want in a flash. And in the middle of that. So where I'm going with this is, it just takes us to a whole nother level, Nicole, when you think, why don't they help us? Okay, yeah, they turn off our nuclear weapons. Are they helping us, or are they just letting it flexing their muscle, right? Okay, yeah, they do all these things, but they're not stopping wars or all of these things. And so I don't know. I don't think they give a damn about us. I really don't. I really don't. And I say this because they've been here every day. They flying around. They don't care. They ain't stopping over here. And last night, put some gas in my car. If they got the power to do all that, hey, I meditate all day long. I'm talking to the cosmos better than the frequency of an antenna. I'm trying my best to reach them bad boys. And I ain't saying take me with you, so don't come abducting me. I'm not down with that program. And as y'all know, I carry my arm. And I don't believe in hearing an alien down an alley, peeking his head behind a trash can. And I'm going to be one of those people going to walk down there and say, welcome to Earth. Shit, that ain't happening. All right. So let me look down in here real quick into the chatter. We have JJ said, that wouldn't be the very reasons for the big secret, though. Not just free energy, perhaps even see, you and I were supposed to have a conversation on Signal, and I'm going to do it today, because you be like telegraphing all this, and that's good, because I want to know what you know. We want to know what you know. And I don't promise to tell nobody, but everybody that's listening, I'm not going to tell you a secret. But the whole point is, you make some great points, JJ, and eerie ones. I could put my little scary song thing here, and, you do make a little, some of that stuff, and it makes me want to wonder from that. We got Jeanette here. Jeanette said they have new technology I read about today, drafting power from the stars and bringing it to the earth. And I imagine some ships can do the same. Personally, she says, personally, I think this is leaked technology. What do you mean leaked technology? Like what? Give us some. Put it back in the comments. That's you're going in a good direction there. I really am interested in that. And once again, if you're here for the first time, smash the freaking like button on this video on here with YouTube, so that the algorithm can find us and know that we're here. Definitely post your comments if you. And then, like I said, check out the new network, the X, and all of that. I'm trying to get the voice, because if you ever heard Race, if y'all heard of him, this dude be the X. And me and him are going to do a show. I think we're going to do some things from there. All right. So we have the greatness of, Christina says, as time goes on, I'm more convinced that disclosure will come from the government, but from the people. Research efforts like Skinwalker Ranch, or boots on the ground observing Catalina Islands area, or from another Phoenix Lights mass sighting event as well. And what she said, I just think there are too many vested corporate, military, political interests in keeping the topic in the dark. I don't know, Christina. I think, it's when it comes down, and we know Greenwald, he's the godfather of the FOIA Act, right? So, I think when they did that last congressional hearing, when the guy said, oh, I got all this data. I mean, I think that was code word for him to say, oh, go after this with FOIAs. But they're going to move all this to the private sector, right? And so you can't FOIA that, right? We know that, you know that. And so the whole point is working with the government, or I think they all work together collectively to hide the big secret. I really think they do. It's all about the money. And, I would ask anyone, I think, so I know you were saying that there are too many vested. Oh, wait a minute. Political interest keeping then. My bad. See, I read it wrong. You're saying it. You're actually saying it. You're saying, yeah, they're going to keep it in the dark. Yeah, they're like a cabal. They are going to keep it in the dark. So, yeah, let me make sure I bring that up because you said it correct. Bam. That's what she said on the second half, that from the Phoenix Light mass sighting events, I just think there are too many vested corporate, military, and political interests in keeping the topic in the dark. She is 100% correct. I misread that because I was thinking, of course I know she knows that. Well, what am I thinking? She knows the stuff, y'all. She knows it. So the whole point is, yes, they're going to keep us in the dark like it ain't nothing. And it makes it fun for us because we're just going to keep going with this from there. And Nicole said, I agree with you, Christina. The government is being forced to talk about it, what they know, because people are just, okay, well, maybe I'm just off the mark. So maybe somebody help me because maybe I didn't understand what Christina said, or you saying, Nicole, because y'all saying that they're going to tell us the truth? They are going to eventually disclose to us, or in that form or fashion? Maybe I'm missing it a little bit, but because I'm thinking I think the big secret just got real. The game has changed. I think they're like, they're really pulling the wool on us because think about it, for the last 50 or 60 years, UFO people been telling the public, like I'll tell the truth seekers, don't trust the government. Don't trust them. They ain't going to tell y'all nothing. And they know that we have conditioned people not to believe them. And now they say, okay, we got them now. Now they want to let stuff out. And now we got to go back and say, believe the government. What they saying is true. Oh, they're going to tell us, or they're about to reveal. And now the same people are like, no, y'all don't believe and can't trust the government, can't trust the big secret keepers. And so maybe I'm off. Help me out, Nicole, or when they, kind of clarify so I can make sure I got the right position and be on the right side of this topic when we do that, because that's what I have to do. All right. So Nicole said they never will tell us everything, but okay, here we go. We're going to do that. And then Christina said some as well. So we're going to do both here. So they will never tell us everything, but now have to say something because there's too much evidence coming from the people. I'm going to give y'all the explanation for that in just a few minutes. Okay. All right. And Christina says, I think they're being very strategic in the drip, half truth and half. Okay. I'm with you on that. And half misinformation. Alien tech. They want it. No control. They fear it. That I will have to say I'm with you on that. And I also, do y'all remember a conversation that I had? And again, if you're in Clubhouse right now, we are live on YouTube streaming with the X and the X network. And we're here and man, you got to get on that platform and listen to all these shows from there. But if you want to come into the conversation, hit the pin link up above in the Clubhouse link there. And the only omission is if you value what we're talking about tonight, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bells so that you don't miss any of the information on when we go live, upload, or when we have our Freaky Fridays here on the X. So here's the deal, though. This is one of the things that I want to say, Christina, to you, and you and I can have one of these conversations. And I don't know if y'all remember, or if you or Nicole, all of y'all, I think I talked about this before, but do y'all remember about 5 or 6 months ago, Morgan Stanley had on their website. Now, I know you're saying, what the freaking Morgan Stanley got to do with this? Well, Morgan Stanley is a financial organization, right? And they got all these investors, big money folks. And on their website, they had the top 10 new things to invest in. And it was the space economy. They had space tourism. They had all of these different industries that'll be in space, and they're telling people to go put your money into the space economy. Well, the people with money. I mean, they just telling us where the people with money are going to put their money. So I wouldn't really put my money. I just knew that's where they was going to put money. And if I had money, it'll probably be a place I will put money. But since I don't have it to put there, I just have to watch the people that are putting there, that they're telling to put their money there. So space economy. And so, but here's the deal. They also are saying, and if you remember Jeff Bezos, now, if you don't remember this guy and you don't know who he is, I want you to look up a company called Amazon, all right, and A to Z. And Amazon is these people that deliver things everywhere and own just about everything. And Jeff Bezos said not long ago that we're going to move the industry to space. Now, when this guy says what he's going to do it. Because you remember when he was 17 years old at his valedictorian speech, what did he say? Meet me in space. I think he's a time traveler. I said it. So anyway, we go back to look at him talking about moving industry in space, and you go back and think about Morgan Stanley. I'm talking about Freeman, is indicating to their investors that this is where the economy going. So let's bring this down to the level where I'm at and where we at, the workers, and so if they know they're going to be moving all this stuff to space, and they know that our other generation, the kids that's beneath us and coming up in this ranks, are going to be going to space just to work. Because you can see now you can go down there in Texas and get on this little thing if you got enough money, of course, but you can go up in space in 4 minutes. You ain't even got to be an astronaut. So they're preparing that people are going to be commuted to space to go to work. But what's the chance of them looking out the window, or while out there they're welding, or maybe whatever you do in space as a job, you look out the window because you're not going to, in your spacesuit, and you see something flying across. I think mentally they got to prepare the new generation that this is going to be a frequent event. This is something that we're going to see on a natural conversation, and they're going to be like, hey, yesterday, did y'all see that craft? And why they flying up and down, coming back from work? And so why not prepare the public and start disseminating all this information, but don't really give us nothing, but just give us to a point where we're doing what we're doing now. We're just having conversations to a point where somebody's not even going to, you tell them, hey man, there's a UFO landed in Skinwalker last week. Then nobody really talks about it. It's the same thing they did with the space shuttle. Same thing they did with, it was big news in the beginning. And then all of a sudden, now we're desensitized about it, and we just bring it down from there. So ambitious hustler, man. If you're a hustler, I should be seeing you got a money bag by your symbol here. And I'll bring it up because I want people to see the money bag, but I don't want people to know you didn't super chat me or a sticker and then it ain't about the money. I know. That's sad, Roderick. That was bad. Maybe not. I don't know. But if you find value in what I'm saying, hustler, I'm going to put your stuff up there and you can ding that bad boy. But you got a money bag for your symbol. But I'm going to go ahead and read what you said. He said the aliens live under the ocean and some live on the inside the earth, which is called Argotha, in a city called Shanabala. Also search up this thing called Operation High Jump. All right. We can go into that and maybe one day in the future I'll get Christina to, live stream with me. Because when I tell you the girl knows her stuff, man, and she does have a face for TV, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I'm just surrounded by beauty anyway. Y'all know we have Marie here. All these beautiful ladies are so intelligent and they're on their game when it comes down to this phenomena. And I think it's just a beautiful thing. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that, our children is going to eventually be exposed to this phenomena in more of a regular basis. And they have to begin to condition the public in some kind of way. And they're still not going to tell us anything, all these dark projects and all this hidden money and all that. But then also they need us to vote so that they can have our money. Because they got to tell where the money is going, because there are people snooping and there's these people saying, hey, man, where all this money is being spent. And if you and me and all of us get on the UFO taxes bandwagon, and like I said, just me, I think I'm by myself right now. But if we start this movement, UFO taxes hashtag, and all we saying is that where's our money going? Where's our money going? Then we're on to something. And then we just might, like Christina says, and Nicole says, force them to tell us something, tell us something, right? And we can do that. So there we go. I got a sticker chat, $5 from the greatness. Let's do a collab. Yes, I want to collab. Let's do that and do that. Okay, so she gets to dance too. I can't not, I dance for anything. Y'all know that. So let me find a special thing real quick to do my thing, just a little bit, just to make a movement or two. And maybe I need to move because I do need to exercise. Y'all know that. I do need to exercise. And man, let's do this here in a bit. Man, I use a roadcaster here, and it's just kind of doing its thing. All right, here we go. I found it. Boom. Boom, boom. There we go. $5 from the Gomez, Christina. All right, check her out. There we go. And you know what? Watch this, y'all. Watch this. No, I should have moved with the beat, but that's okay. If y'all keep this up, you know how I'm trying to lose weight? I just got it now. Y'all can help me lose weight. Every time I get a sticker, I move. Moving burns calories is what I'm told. And then eventually I get smaller right here before your eyes. And we do that. So boom, boom. I know, right? I know. So we could definitely do that. Okay. So JoJo said, damn. All right, JoJo, here's what we're going to do. JoJo says, damn, what did I miss? JoJo, I'm going to tell you, yes, you should be, you should look at it just like this.
Damn, right.
Yes, you missed some stuff, man. You really, really did. And if you ever get to a point that you want me to, all you have to do is just hit the button, say something to the effect of, can you
say that again? I'm sorry, what?
And I will do just that for you. Okay, so we'll make sure that happens. But what you missed was we were talking about just about everything. It's Freaky Friday, but I was talking about the tax money. And in fact, I will go deeper. I was talking about how in the industry and what we're dealing with is the fact that we got these UFOs. We got the government. Morgan Stanley in the past was telling us to go, what the hell I'm talking about us? I am not one of them. I'm in Brokeville. It is very crowded in this. No, actually, I'm not. I just got $5 from Christina. I got $5, $10 from Race. My ass is coming up. I'm going to play that other song when I get it one day, moving on up like George and Wheezy. Okay. Yes, you heard me. So, but here's the deal. They are telling people to, Morgan Stanley was telling their investors to invest in the space economy. And so I was tying that into one of the pushes that I felt personally where our government is pushing, trying to disseminate information, get us to begin to see this phenomena in more of a natural sense where it's just a conversation, it's normal, just in case something happens. So, and when you do go to space and go to work, you see these things, you're not coming back freaked out. And this is why I'm personally being honest right now to say this to you all, that if you got children, get them. Remember, I was telling you I'm going to start a nonprofit group called Project Stars. Okay, I'm trying to get a few people to get with me on that. I think it's a great thing that we can all do collectively, especially all of us in this ufology and researcher space. And STARS is the acronym, and the word STARS is the acronym for using stargazing to start real life conversations. Okay. And that's where the stars come in. Stargazing to start real life conversations. And I'm not saying you trying to train your children to be astronauts. That's not even close. I just want you to put it out there in the yard and get them to look at it. And you got to have some parent participation. So please be a good parent, go out there with them. Get some off on the mosquitoes if you big like me, because they will eat your ass alive. And if you're in Texas, they can kill you almost. Okay, I ain't gonna spread that rumor, but the mosquitoes are lethal here in Texas. Why? Because there's mosquitoes that bite cows here, and we talking big ones, and don't let one of them get to you. So, but anyway, I'm saying if you out there with your kid and they look over and they say, Mom, Dad, or stepfather, that's what I was once, okay, because we do help kids grow. So stepfather Roderick, Mr. Rod, whatever they call me at the time. I'm divorced now, so I got the t-shirt. But the whole point is the kid will say, and that's all you want, Mom, Dad, is there anything out there? Are we alone? And that's it. Bingo. That's all you need to have. And because all you want them to do is say, well, why don't you find out, sweetheart? Because it's a big galaxy. But if you're one of those parents that's going to go, nah, and it is, I understand it's a cultural, religious lens that you're going to be talking to your kid from. And you're going to say, no, it's not because, such and such, created man, and man doesn't. Yeah, you get the case I'm trying to say without saying it. But the whole point is, don't do them like that, because they're going to be in that generation where they got to go to work to space, and they're going to look out that window when they get their first job, when they graduated from college, and they're all hyped and shit, and they go into space, and they look out there and they see some shit fly by, and this thing flies by and wave, and it don't look like us. But it's a common occurrence for the rest of the employees, because they go, oh, yeah, that's JJ. I'm sorry, I'm not calling you extraterrestrial JJ. But that's JJ, and your kid can't handle it because you did not condition this child that at least there's a curiosity or possibility that we're not alone, and they won't be so shocked and come back from work and then got to have workman's comp and take off because they couldn't believe what they saw. All right, that's fine. And I want to thank the network for having me here, and the greatness of Margie is here, Kay, and she is the owner of the network. And I just want to appreciate you, Margie, for giving me an opportunity just to talk. Just give me an opportunity to be here on Friday night, and you and Race and Race producing the show, and then I got Christina and all you and the church listening, and if he's still listening. I don't know if he's still listening, but all right. But so yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's it. We need to start a movement to really. I got the domain and I filed some paperwork for the nonprofit. I just don't know how to put it all together. But I think if we can do that and just get these companies to give us telescopes, and we just let kids, we do these parties everywhere. They're already doing it. And like I said, we're not trying to tell them to be astronauts. We just want the curiosity to begin. They're already children, so this is the best time. But like I said, I do not think you should want in the future. They're looking out that window because they're going to work there. You can't stop it. You can't say, no, my kid is not going to go to work in space. 20, 30 years from now, they're going to work to space, and they're going to be there, and it's going to be a regular occurrence that they're going to see something flying around that is unexplained, like the X. Welcome to the X, baby. So they're going to see it, and we need to have them prepared. So I'm going to get off of that and truly and go from there. But in the meantime, once again, I think if we go into the next part of what we're doing, let me see where we're at here. Am we at the time that we got to say thanks to a few people? All right. So anyway, like in about 10 minutes, we're going to be at the top of the hour, and I'm going to share with you some things from Gaia. You definitely want to see what we're going to be talking about here in a minute, and you don't want to miss it here on the X, as well as Why the Big Secret, a special for you UFO lovers, and it's their summit, the first Gaia's UFO summit, and you don't want to miss some of the information. You're going to get it from there. All right, so Nick says he loves the nonprofit aspect of it, and I think we should push it. Like I said, I filed the paperwork. I got the domain name, and whatever that matters. But the whole thing is putting a board together. That's out of my expertise when it comes down to that. I'm just an idealist. I could just come up with some good ideas and everything else. And so JoJo Blue says, well, hell. And I'm going to assume that's what you said because it's ... But since JoJo, in the beginning of the show, if you missed it, and I think you asked what did you miss earlier, is that I did state that it's time to put the children to bed, because what we talk about here on the X, as well as Why the Big Secret, will not go well at night. They'll come in there waking up, talking about I'm scared, there's dreams and all. We don't want that. So that's what we're doing here. And so hopefully you said, well, hell, meaning next time spell it out, bro. You can spell it out. We ain't got no problem. It's it. We all adults here, and so, but anyway, he says they're already proven that you're not working your time playing video games. So space is what he's saying. Space is not for that, was for the hat, but out of the way future. Make sure he says waste time playing. Okay, so I'm glad you wrote it around again because I'm sitting there like, oh shucks, what the heck is that going on? So, but anyway, but think about it though. If you think about, and I read a report somewhere, and I don't know if Christina's still here or is she still watching, and I don't know if y'all read this report somewhere that how the big secret keepers, which my code word for government, were like spying on these people that plays these video games, right? Because they're looking for talent. And oh, thank you, Christina. Yes. And they're looking for talent, and that's their way of saying it. So for example, I believe that, you know how we got our children playing these mummy games, right? These apocalypse things. And see, those things are, if you think about it, and I'm telling some of you who think your kid is being on a game too long is a problem. Now, I may be a bad parent, so please don't let me parent your kids. I think they're getting smarter than what you think, because when they play in these video games, they got these ninja skills, right? They're working 2 or 3 things at a time. Things are popping up, pop, 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 pop. And I'm telling you, my kids are older now, but if there was some, some unexplained shit happened, like all of a sudden a virus went out and people are turning into zombies, because we can talk about that here, y'all. We can talk about all of that shit here. So I'm sorry, radio. We can talk about that sugar honey iced tea here. That proper? That better? All right. And yeah. And so you talking about the kids playing these video games, but I guarantee you, if there was a mummy outbreak and you had a pickup truck and your kid, while we sitting here in my age group, we are terrified. I'm trying to get my little guns together. Our kids gonna be running out there popping them bad boys like it ain't nothing. They're gonna get a Coke, some donuts, some what they call them things, and them little eating things that they eat, the little twist breakfast. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In a little red box, and you open it up and you can just bite it and eat it, and you cook them. Hot pockets. They're gonna have some hot pockets and all of that, and they just gonna be firing them up because it's just normal for them. And I'm gonna go with them kids. I'm gonna go hop in the truck, lay down, hide, and let them just do what they do, like they've been doing every day on the video game. I promise you, it is gonna that is the deal. And I'm telling you, don't take your kids off them games. I'm telling you. They can fly Starcrafts. They're going to be able to land planes. And while we sitting here crying, they're going to be doing all of that stuff. And they just going to be like, oh, Mom, I got this. And now you're going to just sit here and say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you go to bed at 8, Johnny. I should have gave you that extra hour. And you're going to get in on it. And you're going to be like, all right, so you can do it now. Go give them tonight. Let them stay up an extra hour to play the game and let them know I said it from there. All right. So Jesse from MUFON, what's up, my man? He said, that's fine. I appreciate it. We're here doing some great things here. I got some people watching. Christina says she's going to get her ramen noodles and her zombies. Look out. See, and she's that generation. Cause I she's going to be the ones that going to be out there just popping them. And while we panicking, and race, I know you know that we're gonna be panicking and we're gonna be, like pop, pop, pop. They just gonna be just like psh, psh, laughing. Pop, pop. Oh, you get it? And then here's the deal. Now we're gonna be sitting here thinking we want to get in the game. We're gonna then decide that we want to reposition ourselves as parents and walk up to a zombie and we're gonna chest shoot them. And the kids gonna be like, and this is when you can finally get your kids to be in the right place at the right time to tell you to sit down, Mom. You got to shoot them in the head. That's what he's going to tell you. You got to shoot them in the head, Mom. What are you doing? You got to shoot them in the head. And then you're going to be thinking, you watch too much TV, little Johnny. No, let Johnny do what he do, because he is a specialist at this thing and all that. Okay, let me get out of that. That's just me ranting. It is at the top of the hour, as I promised, and so we'll get back with this. Let me kind of share with you what we're going to be talking about here, and Gaia. Okay, so Gaia, I'm a brand ambassador for Gaia, and those are one of the things that just kind of, hang on a minute, get this logo off here for you. Okay, anyway. I'm a brand ambassador for Gaia, and Gaia does support some of the things. And there's going to be a link in this YouTube subscription. And I'm going to share with you a video here, and that'll give me a time to go run and get some water. It's just about 1 minute and 6 seconds. And so you definitely want to check this out. This is the first ever summit that Gaia is running. And you want to be able to watch this, and then we'll talk about some of the things that comes with this that you don't want to miss out on.
UFO disclosure. The hypothetical event that the government will finally reveal what the UFO phenomenon is. However, history clearly tells us that with any major movement, real change begins with the people. The recent government disclosures are only one side of the story. When we decide to come together as one, share all of the evidence, and begin a coalition, we will finally get the disclosure we've been looking for. In this mini-series, we will uncover what the government has not disclosed, what the best theories are by leading UFO experts, and what the future of disclosure will look like. But what might be even more incredible is the answer may have been hiding within us all along.
Woo-wee! I know, right? I know that's cooking. This is their new mini series, and you can get that on Gaia, but only through where you're going about to hear right now is a special. And don't go running, don't go sign up yet. You got to hear what I'm about to share with you right about now. And you're only going to hear this right where we at right now. Okay. So why the big secret? Why the big secret, Roderick, about Gaia? I'm glad you asked. And I'm glad you asked the question. So here's the deal. They're having their first UFO summit. Okay. And basically they have done a collection of UFO sections of Gaia, and they also created their own mini series to go beyond disclosure, similar to what JJ was talking about earlier. Are we ever going to get there or not? And I think it's just a wonderful thing, because if you have been following what we've been going through over these last years, I think it's enough information that you want to do it. Now that I am an ambassador for Gaia, and also so that you know, I have just finished filming on George Norrie's Beyond Belief. So I did a show there. I go back to Gaia in September. So I'll be on the show Open Minds. Okay. And then I go back to Gaia in January for George Norrie's other show. And so definitely you're going to see me more there. And I've also have, of course, on Forbidden Knowledge TV. Definitely check me out there. I just finished an 8 TV episode there, as well as on the Black Knight satellite. And of course, the Discovery Channel, that's airing now. And I have a huge project that's being worked on now that we're going to be in one of the huge networks. So you don't want to miss it. But anyway, back to Gaia. I don't know where I got a point, but the Gaia has this thing. So let me show you what actually comes with this special. If you were to jump into being part of what they call a summit right now. So you're going to get these free ebooks. These are other bonuses. Okay. And let me get my notes out here. So you're talking a sneak preview to what they call a truth hunter. And this is with Linda Moulton Howe. And she's been on a podcast. So if you go to Why the Big Secret podcast, actually she did my opening show when I did it with Clubhouse, when I done that. So then there's another one here, live Q&A with Tim Tactical. He's an advisor there, so you definitely don't want to miss that. This is, look at the value of this, $20, and I want you to add it up. Okay. Also you get another this is called Beyond Disclosure Private Community. You're going to get access to, they're launching a brand new disclosure community for Gaia members only. Now this will be like $24, but it's going to be free because you're watching us on the X and through Why the Big Secret. If you take the offer that I'm going to share with you, cosmic meditation, and that's for those of you who want to learn some of those things. And this just don't stop. I know you thought I was through. Look at this. You got the beings guide, the intergalactic being. This is $39 value. Now this is my favorite. This is with the boy Richard Dolan. That's my boy there, man. And he's going to be on one of the shows someday. Why? Because I am zapping it up in my mind. But anyway, This guy is giving you the time. I have all his books, by the way. So he's giving a timeline for that. And then lastly, the UAP technology ebook. Now look at this. I just want to share with you real quickly as we get out of this. You know, you could do the special offer. It's $99 for the whole year. Now, if you go to Gaia, you got different levels. You don't get access to everything that they have, but this is going to give you unlimited access to 8,000 titles. Okay, you get all of those bonuses, which is like almost $200, $99. You get the whole annual, and you get access to the whole disclosure, because it's like a 4-part mini series. Now, if you go into the link of this description here on the YouTube right here, there is a link that you can go and check it out. In fact, I hooked you up. There is a way you can watch the first video of that disclosure free. It's down there in the links. Check out the links. It's in the video description down here on the YouTube. And then you can go and sign up. $99. Now, this thing ends on the 25th. So this is just a closed window. But for $99, you're going to get access for a whole year. You get the full disclosure summit. You know, there was something else that I failed to show you at the bottom of this thing that I thought was pretty cool. Right over there at the bottom, it said exclusive cosmic contact guide and meditation tutorial. I think we all can use that. We all can use how to meditate in the guides and stuff. So that's from Gaia. I'm a brand ambassador. So I do stand behind it. I've been on some of their shows, and I really appreciate them providing the support. Now, yes, there is a part in there where if you did decide to do this, there is some help. I will be able to feed myself, maybe for a day or so, not much. But I know you want me to eat. I know you want me to be here. And I know I'm trying to lose weight, but I don't not subscribe to Gaia so that I can't eat. Maybe I'll eat healthy. Okay. I'll eat healthy. And so, you know, but then please sign up from there. So let's get back into the stuff here. So Steph, all right. I love Richard Dolan. Somebody say they love Roderick Martin. Let me see that. Somebody say, I love you, Roderick. You know, real quickly, when I was at the red carpet event with Jimmy Church, when we did with Billy Carson, and I've always had this dream, and so I'm at the red carpet, and I'm a big star. I was a big star, and maybe because I'm big for my age, and so it all works together. Okay, I was a big star. I was big, and they all had the cameras and stuff, and I was just and I just had this moment, and they was getting ready to take pictures, and I said, no pictures. And you should have seen the look on people's faces. They were like, what the heck? Is this guy snobby or something? I'm like, no. They put the cameras down, and I was just waiting. I said, no, take them. And they always laughing and stuff. And that was like to die for a moment, man. It was just perfect. So, all right. So we're going to get into, yes, cosmic meditation sounds like witchcraft. Who is this? Racodactyl. All right, so witchcraft. All righty. I'm not going to get into that to go, but you welcome here, because if you want to explain yourself or what you meant by that, or why does it sound that way, and why is it a big secret to me, us, whatever, witchcraft, cosmic meditation, or would it sound better? What would sound better for you? So I'm interested in knowing, because I'm interested in what you just said. So not to combat you. We don't do that here. We have open conversations and everything else. So anyway, we're moving to the second half of the show here. This is the premiere, okay, Why the Big Secret on the X, okay, and the UnX network, to be exact, where you can find the unexplained, the secrets, the paranormal. You're going to find a lot. You can find everything that you want to say woo about is here on this network. And you got shows like Christina Gomez there. I think she's on Tuesday nights. And I should know, because I listen to it 8:30 to 10, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. So anyway, she's on Tuesday night there. And then Jimmy Church. I never listen to Jimmy Church. On the UnX network. I never do. Yes, I do. All right. Okay. So that's my boy. So, and that's my new thing, though. I'm gonna have people say that, hey, I never listen to Roderick Martin on Why the Big Secret. Y'all gonna start seeing it. I'm gonna have people doing videos everywhere, just saying, hey, I never listen to Roderick Martin on the X, whatever. So anyway, yeah, she says right before Jimmy church. So she goes on and make it a hard Tuesday night for him, because once she's done, he's rattling. Jimmy's like, damn, Christina just finished. Shit, damn. He's calling all his crew. Christina just finished. Y'all got to give me some stuff to talk about. Give me somebody, because I'm the church, baby. He is the church. He's Jimmy's church. So, because Christina be blowing it up. So, Jimmy got his shit together. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it again. Jimmy has his sugar honey iced tea together. How about that? All right. So, somebody said, did you block my last comment? I don't know. I got somebody. He says, I hope all my heart you get what you deserve. You feel better, cult leader. Who? Me? I'm a cult leader. I hope you all my heart that you get what you deserve. Are you going to support me, Bob Marley? You finna do a super chat or something? Because that's how I get it if you want to do that. And for that. No, we didn't block you, but are you asking to be blocked? Somebody will do it. We don't have to, but I don't know if you said what you mean. And your name is Bob Marley, dude. Come on, you representing the dude, the man, the guy, and why would you say some stuff like that? If Galactic Federation, you should be ashamed of yourself. Who is he talking to? Okay. Well, anyway, all right. We're not going to worry about that. But I'm glad you're here, because you could have been anywhere else, Marley, but you chose to be right here with us right now. And with that being said, we want to thank you, because without you, there would be not discussion for us to have those discussions. So I'm with that. So anyway, let's keep moving, because, being me block dog. Man, if you hit the $10, dude, hit the super chat. They don't block those. Didn't you know that? Hit the super chat. State your case. It'll come up on screen. That's how we do it. But if you talking some sense, go ahead and talk it. I'm with you. All right. So what we're going to do is, yeah. So Steph is right. Everyone needs the Being's guide. You definitely need the guide to go. So if it's in the link down there, if you want to subscribe, jump down there and take it and get the deal. It's $99 for the whole year, because I think normally it'd probably be $300, and then plus you don't get that $200 stuff and everything else. And so we're going to get ready to move on to what we're doing there. So yeah, Bob, you're gonna make me, Bob, you're gonna make me just kind of. I'm thinking. Bring everyone. No, don't ask me questions. All right. That's how I feel right now. Just bring everyone in on this deal. And, so, just.
Yeah, you damn right I got a problem with it.
I do. I really have a problem with what you said. Let me just think of, so you can hear my thoughts again.
Yeah, you damn right I got a problem with it.
That's my thoughts. And I don't even want to get into that. I'm just processing it now. So that's okay. I'm just processing. But hit the super chat. So bring it up, dude. Bring it on up. Come on with it. Let's do this thing. All right. So, we had a question last night, and I just want to say it now. It is Friday. It's Freaky Friday on the X. So we can really kind of go any places that we want to go with this thing. And so, I just put that little dude there, right? I got a problem. Just today, I just said, let me put this in here just in case somebody says something, and that you could just find a place to give that thought without you saying it, but me, him, and it worked out perfectly. So kudos to you, Bob Marley. You helped me with that. But anyway, remember y'all last night we had a question about, there was an article that we found. So we're going to shift this, as Christina said, we're going to shift the paradigm a little bit here. So here's what we're going to do. It's Freaky Friday. There was something yesterday that we was talking about, or came surfaced on the internet, about a lady that married a 300-year-old spirit. She married the spirit. Okay. We talked about this a little bit, and we kind of touched on it a little bit. And my question was, if your bestie, who your bestie, I'm talking the person that you get down with, the person that that you're going to go into a dog fight with a ink pen and an UNX radio playing in the background because you feeling the spirits. Okay, so you running into this dogfight with your best friend, and the best friend is getting ready to marry a spirit, and I called him Captain Jack because she said he was a pirate. Y'all remember the article? Would you show up to the wedding? And I'm still kind of want answers for that. Would, if you were invited by your bestie to show up to a wedding to where they're going to marry a spirit, 300-year-old spirit that I'm calling Cap, because she said was a pirate. And would you show up? And then would you go buy a gift for them? Because she's telling you we are registered at the whatever, and you're going to go because it's your bestie, and you're going to be there at the wedding watching her marry a 300-year-old spirit pirate, all of this, okay? Would you show up? And I'm telling you, no, hell no, I'm not doing it. But the whole point is, would you show up? And okay, Steele said he'll see what it's about. I mean, you're going to be invited, you're going to the wedding, and you can see the problem with this is, and let me backtrack. I probably would show up. It's an article, so believe me, I'm not making this up. I'm not. It's Freaky Friday. Now that we're on the X, we can talk about this stuff because, you know, sometimes I borderline it over there with the Wild Big Secret, but I'm in a place now, baby, that if y'all want to talk about some freaky things that's going on out here, paranormal, the Bigfoots and Littlefoots and all of this stuff, I'm telling you, and I'm gonna pull it up in a minute. But my big secret keepers and truth seekers, I'm sorry, that's out there, they know what an article is too. So y'all know how to bring it into this chat. But the whole point is, she said she's going to marry, and you know, I got access to this thing called Google, you know, and I'm going to pull it up. I think we had it, you know. She marries, let me use the word real quickly though. Yeah, she married a ghost, and they actually had a wedding. Okay. All right, here's the deal. I told you we ain't playing around. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? If you're ready for this, put it in the chat, and I'm going to bring it to you right now. You're going to see what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about this is on some place like a little bitty newspaper in a town called Arkansas where Ray Hobbs lived. The little bitty town, nobody's there but him and his family and 6 other people. I'm not saying that. I'm talking a big place where there's a lot of people who does this, okay? And so what I'm saying is the lady is marrying this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up. I think I have what is called a screen share here. So we can do that here on the X. All right, here. Bam. There you have it. Look where it's throwing. The Washington Post. She says she married a pirate ghost and she wants you to stop calling her crazy. And you better stop calling her crazy. I get it. I really agree. So this is the Washington Post. This article was published a while back, but it just surfaced. Her name is Amanda Large Teague, and she married the ghost of a Haitian pirate, but had to undergo depossession after she said he made her sick. You damn right he did. So, all right. So at this point, I'm just going to bring it back off, but I'm just letting y'all know this is in print. The Washington Post. These people just don't post nothing. They don't just put anything out there, but maybe they did. But what I'm saying is, she married. And so I'm saying to you, if that was your home girl, okay, if that was your home girl, bestie, I'm gonna use bestie because that's what y'all use now. I'm really young. I still call # and y'all say hashtag. And if you want to know how old I am, get your calculators. I'm 25 times 2 plus 2. And I know y'all fidgeting now, like what the hell he say? 20 times 2 or plus 2. And you'll figure that out by the time the show ends. But anyway, I'm saying the girl is married to a pirate. Now it's a ghost and it's an apparition or whatever y'all want to call it. So I think I would come because if she said that he gonna be mad if you don't show up, and I don't have time to be playing with no mad pirate ghost, and he have sticky fingers and he wants to start stealing some more gold from my bedroom, which I don't really have, or coming in there with his peg leg, you know, and I'm hearing this while I'm asleep. You know, Houston, we got a problem. We truly got a problem. So my thing is, if you hear in the comments, you know, and you think that you will go and support your friend who has a situation like that, then I'm just shocked. And you just let me know. Still again, say he would go see. All right. So, wow. He said a legal marriage. How did the court sign off on that? See, this is where we're going to get in trouble. and we're going to get back on some UFO talk in just a minute. If this whole thing goes down where she legally marries somebody, that means the judge was nuts. Whoever else was standing there, witnesses, had to been as crazy too. Whoever filed the paperwork was crazy. And she's saying they want us to stop calling her crazy, and we're not going to do that. We're going to call the whole thing, because that's just what it's about. Okay, I'm off on a tangent. That's how I don't really do it that way, but sorry. All right, so let's get back down to somebody brought up Antarctica earlier, and I know we have some talks about this. In fact, Christina did a show or some YouTube thing live on Antarctica quite some time ago, and I watched it. So the whole point is, people ask me all the time, is Antarctica, is things out there real in Antarctica? And it's Freaky Friday, so we can talk about just about anything that you want to talk about, okay? Long as it's in this box right here, okay? Antarctica, Operation High Jump, and we go back to all of that. Admiral Byrd and what he ran into when he went over to Antarctica. And the story has it that at the time, I think it was Truman or Eisenhower or Truman, one of the president sent them over to Antarctica with the orders to bend the wheel to the United States of freaking America, any and all body over there that does not want to comply, so to speak. So we did send somebody over there. I think it was several hundreds of thousands of, I think maybe 4,500 people. And it was like 13 ships. One of the first ever weaponized nuclear submarine went with that thing over to Antarctica, Admiral Byrd, and some planes. And within minutes, okay, the UFO showed up over there and opened up a can of whoop beep on United States of America, or Admiral Byrd and everyone else. Now, what caught me the most, and if you haven't seen that documentary, Two-Face the Gray, they kind of do a timeline in that, and it's something you should check out. A hell of a documentary, and he goes into about the timeline. And one of the things that really caught my attention was that he took it back before Admiral Byrd. Remember, he goes back. If you saw the documentary, he goes back and he says that it was the Russians in 1930 plus that originally took an expedition over to Antarctica. Okay. And they took an expedition over there, and they ended up, running into what they call some tall beings and some gray beings. So there was some bronze tall ones and a little bit of grays. Okay. And they were speaking telepathically, in other words, think, like this, so how we do it, if you ever been married, you have been spoken to telepathically. Your wife will look at you and she don't have to say anything. You already know. I was married once, and I know. And you'd be like, you want me to take out the trash? Oh, I can't go with my homeboys? Oh, she ain't said nothing. She just, so we train for it. We're trained for it well. So you better believe that. So anyway, because they had the skill, so they go over there, and supposedly the bronze beings, and just walk with me here, because I'm going to take you on a journey that I think Admiral Byrd, if I'm not mistaken, should have known better. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. And I may be off a little bit, and I may not be. But anyway, so the being, supposedly from this documentary, the Two-Face the Gray, the guy says that the beings told the Russian expedition people that they knew they was coming. He said the beings said, because they tried to say, we friendly, we over here for some energy, oil or whatever, uranium or something. And the beings said, no, we know why y'all here, and you trying to build weapons, and that's not it. You can't do that, and supposedly they knew before they was coming. So that tells me that these beings were wired into the cosmos, into the minds, could read minds, or how y'all talk about the conscious people. So I'm gonna just let y'all do y'all thing. But I'm there with you. I'm learning. I'm learning. So I'm not calling you out. And again, if you here in Clubhouse, I see a lot of people coming in and out there. I want to welcome you. This is Roderick Martin and Why the Big Secret. We are streaming live from YouTube, and we are at our premiere on UNX network, which is the network for everything unexplained, the paranormal, you name it. And it's called The X. And you want to come here, check us out. Then again, go to that network. You're going to get a lot of shows there. This is going to be Fridays. We're going to do this on Friday, every Friday, 7 to 9. So it's going to be our Freaky Fridays on The X right here. So, and we'll do like some weekend review and all that. But anyway, let me get back to the story. So I know you thought I forgot. I didn't. I really didn't. I keep up with this stuff. And no, Steph, I hope there was a prenup with a spirit. And she's talking about this story with a lady. Let me just bring it back up, just give y'all a little something. There you go, right there. Keep talking. She married a pirate ghost, and she wants y'all to stop calling her crazy. So let me let y'all chat on that while I get back to one of my story. So we got two things going. So anyway, so the beings tell the expedition of Russia that we know why you here. You're not coming in peace. You come in here to get some weaponry, and this is not going to happen. You cannot do this. Okay, you can't do this. You got to go do something else. So they go back and tell their leader, and I forget this gentleman's name because I don't know. And he got pissed to the highest of festivity. This dude was mad. He put all of them in prison because he thought, nah, y'all are just chickens and y'all don't want it because it's cold in Antarctica. And it really was. They're not lying. And so he's saying it's cold in Antarctica. And so at this point, they over there, and so he put them all in prison because he was like, no, y'all just didn't want to do it. So obviously at this point, Hitler, this is where this comes from, who was at the time developing the whatever you call it, the Bale. It was the Bale anti-gravity, or he had already, at this point. So his spies heard about, no, this is before this. I'm sorry. I got y'all loose there. His spies heard about the Russian expedition. So he ended up sending people over there. So this time, instead, he's met with a flying saucer, and they shoot it down. So Germany shoots this thing down. Now, I'm just giving you a timeline from that movie, Two-Faced to Grey, so you can go and verify the rest of it yourself. So he shoots this thing down, or Hitler shoots it down. So now he's reverse engineering with one of Von Braun, if y'all remember this guy who comes over here. So apparently by this time, Hitler now knows they done shot down. So listen to what just happened here. The ETs met the Russian people face to face, met them face to face, shaking hands, telepathically, here. I know why you here. Go back. Hitler goes over there. They send a spacecraft out to say, why y'all here again? And we shoot this down. Now they pissed because they really was. Because how do I know that? You're going to know it in a few seconds. Why? They were really pissed in how we know. So they ended up, Hitler sends his group there. So they shoot them down, hurt the ETs. They're pissed. They go back and reverse engineer. Then, the war started. We defeated them. The wall comes down. We then give his scientists the war pardons. They come working for us. And this is how our government hears about Antarctica and everything else and the pyramid thing there, because Hitler finds out from Russia, his spies, we take the Germans and, his people into our stuff. NASA, now we got them over here. And all of a sudden we know about it, and we really missed something. Our Navy SEAL, swimming ducks, CIA, whoever the intelligence officer forgot to tell Admiral Byrd that the people knew that they was coming cosmically. The ETs knew that the other people was coming because they knew. They didn't have to. He said, we know why you here. So obviously when Admiral Byrd was told, you go over there and with this military might, they already knew. And when they showed up, they whooped us so quickly, within minutes, destroyed all of these aircrafts, all of this the first nuclear powered submarine, whooped some stuff so bad. And I'm thinking, why didn't they tell them that these dudes know? Because they're in our minds or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm being cuckoo about it, but they knew that they were coming. But nobody told us that intelligence, that they had that capabilities. That's just food for thought. That's just get you to go watch the show. I don't know. I'm just telling you. But that's what happened to Operation High Jump. It wasn't no secret. We thought it was a secret thing going on over there, but they knew we was coming, and they popped them. So what do y'all think about that story? Let me see it in the chat. So let me know if y'all still with me here. from there. And if you're in Clubhouse, again, I want to thank you for listening. We're streaming live from YouTube. And if you definitely thank you, Nunez. And it is Friday. You can buy me a cup of coffee. It's empty. It's water. It's water. It's water. It's water. But anyway, yeah. So that was a crazy story, and I think it's a great thing to really go look at that documentary and check that out, because they go through some stuff, and they doing this whole thing about Two-Face the Gray from there. And so I'm pretty excited about that as well. So let's get into another part in a journey of where we're going with these UFOs, these extraterrestrials, these government secrets, and everything else. And let's get back into the news itself. And as you know, there's been a lot of stories again that we're just taking this phenomena seriously now. We got the UAP, we had the congressional hearings, we're having and I don't know what we're going to do next. I don't know what the government, the big secret keepers, are going to do next. But my question for each and every one of you, what do you expect to hear next? I know we all talk about disclosure. We all talk about this is their time. If you can put in a chat, or if you kind of say, we're going to predict, what do you predict that we're going to hear next? And we're going to document it here, and we're going to cover this each Friday and trying to see if somebody was right. So, all right. So UNX. Okay. So, again, I'm just reading. This is why Antarctica is off limits. There are several reasons why Antarctica is off limits, but there is a treaty that was supposedly put in place that we're not there. But anyway, back to what I was saying. What would be the next thing that you think you would want the government to do to disclose us right now? And yeah, Marjorie says the chat is right here on YouTube. That's it. You're right. Chat right here on YouTube. You can do it right now. Nicole says more video evidence and follow-up. We're going to talk about that. Okay. So right now you have the top answer or question. More video, and we're going to do that. Let me get my ink pen, which I dropped. Okay, so Nicole says more video evidence. Anyone else? Any other takers on my questions? Marjorie says an article. Let me put that on top real quick so y'all can kind of see that. She says an article on Admiral Byrd expedition Go Edition is coming up in the next issue of UNX magazine. Y'all heard it? So you heard me talk about it. So that was perfect. And you see how the synchronization worked? I'm in the right place. I could have been anywhere else on Friday. I'm right here from 7 to 9 on the X. And I just start talking about, Admiral Byrd, and they're getting ready to do a whole thing in the magazine. So you guys need to go there. If you listen on Clubhouse, what's the web address there? And then you could go to the network. Let me put it up. I can bring it up on screen here in just a second for you. And that's you. So it's unxnetwork.com. So that's where you're going to go. You can get access to the magazine. And let me find what are we doing here. But anyway, so she said that article is going to be coming up, and you can do that. So if you're watching right now, if you're not, there it is. That's the network there. And there's a lot of shows there. In fact, we'll talk about that in just a second. I'll come back and tell you guys all the different shows that you should be watching and why you should be watching it and everything else. But that's it. So she just put it up there on the screen. And it is the unxnetwork.com /UNX or UNX is what they call it, the magazine, baby. And there's going to be a story about Admiral Byrd. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to get me a copy. I know I'm going to get me a copy because that is one of the most fascinating stories out here when it comes down to what we're doing and everything else. So definitely y'all get that copy. All right. So here we go. All right. So again, Nicole said more video evidence, and anyone else said, look, I don't have that money. People block. What money? She obviously referring to chat comments right there. I'm not reading that, but let me move on from that. So Nicole says more video evidence and follow up. Anyone else think what you want to see what's your expectations of and we're going to talk about that, Nicole, what your expectations would be from our government, what do you think you deserve? How about that? I mean, you paying it. It's your tax money. What do you want? And don't be talking about you want the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't. Because I get people now to ask me this question all the time. Roderick, what do the aliens look like? What do the extraterrestrials look like? And I'll be like, really? Do you really want to know that particular, question? And they be like, what do they look like? And I'll tell them, and I'll say something like, what if we look like them? And then you know the thought that comes out of their mouth, and they'd be shocked. And it's like they have this look like,
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, what?
and I say, what if we look like them? And then he said,
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, what?
and I'm like, what if we look like them? And okay, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to go deep into that. I'm not getting deep into that. I'm not getting deep in that because obviously,
It's a foregone conclusion. None of these people have ever seen an extraterrestrial before.
and you really haven't. And you really haven't. So that's the mood on that one. So Nicole says more video evidence. And I think we could get more video evidence. And if we did, I think the problem with that is just going to be grainy stuff, or they're going to come back and say we still got to inspect the video to see where it came from, and so that's a challenge within itself, right? And I think for me, if I had to really want to know something, we talked about it, we said it, they're out there in the waters. I think a lot of people don't know or feel that they're right here on Earth, and that's something to think about, and so we just need to kind of really determine. I just want to know where they are. I don't even know. I don't even want to know that. I already know that. I don't know what I would want to know. I think I'd be more interested in, how they released that report about these unaccounted for pregnancies, and obviously somebody's being pregnant out here by these. I just want to know who's paying child support for these damn things, because if they're having these babies, then how do a woman go to the child support office and fill out the paperwork and say who the baby daddy, and she got to write it down, ET, or or Oregon, whatever, from Galaxy Muon? How do you do that? And who takes care of this situation? Because she's now saying I'm pregnant by an ET. Now, that would have been laughing stock about a year ago. She would have got laughed right out the stamp office or wherever, the support office. But now they would have to go call another office and say, hey, we got another one. We got somebody in here that these extraterrestrials, they just impregnating everybody. They got to stop it. How do we make it stop? See, that's the conversations they're having now. Why the big secret? I know. Okay. I know I'm getting off. I know I'm a comedian. I'm funny. I'm really funny. I'm funny. In fact, I'm so funny, I could laugh at my own jokes. You can't get no funnier than that. Okay? I laugh at my own jokes. If you get to a point where you laughing at yourself, you funny. Your audience of one, but you're really funny. So, all right, we're moving along. We got about 20 minutes later in this particular ship tonight on the network, the UNX network. What it's called, the UNX. I always say UNX, but the UNX network. Kick-ass network. So if you're listening from Clubhouse, I want to welcome you. This is Roderick with Why the Big Secret. We're live streaming. And if you're driving and you want to hear us, get over on your phone, pull over to the side of the road first, go to theonxnetwork.com, and then you're going to go stream live and you will hear live, and then you continue on your travel safely, and you can do that. And there's nothing better than that. If so you hook the phone up to the Bluetooth, stream this thing out, and you can do that, because you don't need to come over to YouTube and watch me and drive at the same time, because you just might drive better. That's the whole point there. Let me look back into the chats and see if anyone else said what they would like to hear and what's going on in there. So nope, I think Nicole was the only one. So the girl from the Bay is here. So anyway, if you find any value in this conversation, please do not hesitate to hit the like button on this, smash that bad boy on YouTube. If you in Clubhouse, man, it's enough of you that you can just hit that link, hit the like button, come back over into Clubhouse and finish listening and doing what you do. But just do that. And then if you really find any more value, you want to hit the super chat or either become part of our Truth Seeker community. And believe me, some of the Truth Seekers today got surprised, and some of them should have got surprised while we were doing this show, that they're getting daily updates on the UFO information through our newsletter. Not just a new, this is a system that we're a part of, and it's costly. It really does, but you're worth it. You're worth it. And you're getting all the streams from everywhere. And if you look on some of those, you're going to get things that's in the UK, which they're ahead of us. And then you can track it and see how it hits our mainstream media. But if there's anything that surfaced anywhere that says UFOs, extraterrestrials, anything in the world globally, we have access to it, and we get it. And so we're able to start talking about that pretty soon here. And I can show you behind the engine here, but we got a short time left here tonight. But the whole point is, if you're part of our Truth Seeker membership, which is just 16 cents a day, for 16 cents a day, you're going to know where everything is happening in the UFO space, military, whatever. We don't miss nothing. And that helps you because that 16 cents a day puts you in our researcher field with us in our community. And that way you can do that. Oh, there we got to see. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, I feel good of being heard. I appreciate it. Bought me a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? Super chat sticker. And I just smile. I could cry, but then you'll be like, man, what the hell are you crying for? So, and since it's you still, I'm not going to do a lap dance because this is a man, I'm sure. Right. So for you get appreciate it, bro. Yeah. No. There you go. Posing for the picture. So, but anyway, I'm going to leave that up unless somebody else want to beat that or something. And that's like the highlight of the day right there, coming to the end. That's when, but if you find value, like I said, and you want to, just show your support, again, appreciate it. It don't have to be monetary. Just like the video, post your comments, go over to the network, the Unnext network, and subscribe there. Watch Christina's show and all that. So, all right. So we do have, sorry, still, I got to bring this up, but real transparent research into experiences make aggregated data available to the public. Okay. So Steph, I don't know. That's great though. If you remember the UAP hearing that we just had, he kept saying data, data, data. And he also said something scary that we're going to talk about in just a minute. And let me make a note of that. And we're going to do that legal. So I think, as a UFO investigator in where I'm at now, we spend a lot of time, and let me put the sticker back up because that fired. Really, I just want somebody else to beat him out. I just want somebody else to put a sticker 501. Can you do that though? I don't know. I'm just begging. Am I begging? No, I'm not. This is value. This is value information, infotainment at its best. That's what we're trying to do. But anyway, in that hearing, Steph, they talked about data, collecting all this data, which means that's just, again, I mentioned it earlier, that's like a invitation for John Greenwald Jr. to go for you up your behind. Because I mean, they got data, they got it, they're collecting it. So he's going to go after it, And so I think they're just going to move it to the private sector as quickly as they can so that we can't call Elon Musk's company up and ask him about stuff. They're not doing that. It's not going to happen. So that's something that I think that we're not going to hear. As far as the experiences side of it, I think that's probably one of the most important aspects of it, because I believe that although we focus on what's going on in the sky, we really do. We focus on what's going on in the sky. I truly believe that it is time for us to focus on what's happening to the people on the ground. I did an interview with Robert Salas, that, from Master Air Force Base. If you want to go back to the Roderick Secret podcast, you can listen to that entire interview. I interviewed him not long ago. And one of the things he said to me when we was talking offline on the phone, he says, Roderick, he said one of the things that we need to start doing is trust the witnesses. Now, had he said something, and plus he wouldn't probably talk to me then, but 2 years ago, had I heard that particular statement, I would have probably been like, they don't believe nothing nobody says. But now it's more relevant than anything. He's correct. Trust the witnesses, because now we said it early in the show. If you missed it, make sure you go back and watch the replay on YouTube, because we're live streaming now. But we talked about earlier how the witnesses and vindication is now upon us now, because there were so many people out there saying, you don't believe me, you don't believe this and this and that. And people lost their minds. People lost relationships, jobs. It was just a sad situation mentally for people. Now it should be some type of vindication, just a little bit, that they may be telling the truth. So any of you who are non-believers, if you are listening to this and hopefully, you're here because of curiosity, go back to those people and apologize, because you owe them an apology. You really do. Go back and apologize. Say, man, shit, I believe you. You could just do it just like that. I believe you. Just tell them, because it's vindication. And I'm not saying that their story is authentic. I'm not saying that, but at least giving them a benefit of the doubt. And if it's a good one, send them over to me. I'll talk to them. But the whole point I'm saying is, it's that time that we are able to provide that vindication. And now it is about the experiences. If now we can turn around and say this from that. And so Still says, man, you get to say anything. You don't hit that super sticker and you're in a couple. He said, I love this show. Not enough people break it down like this. Here's what I do. And I'm glad you said this. And I set this forward because that was this rumor. And I don't mind talking about myself. When I got on Clubhouse still in the beginning, and I was among the researchers of researchers. There was a lot of clubs on Clubhouse. They talking about UFOs. And what happened was, when I got on there, Barbara Lamb, if you know who that is, oh, bless her heart, that lady is one of the best. So Barbara, I had her as one of my guests. And at this time I had to circle people because I was new, you building these new relationships. And so these people was telling me, we don't want to listen. We've heard Barbara Lamb before. We've heard this. And I'm nervous at this time because I'm like, man, well, I'm thinking she's one of the best because I adore her. I do. And so what I realized still is that I began to understand that there was people that was talking about these things, and they would say, well, Roderick don't know this or that. And what they did know is that, wait a minute, I'm not sitting here trying to flex the mind muscle with you. I'm trying to reach an audience of people who I want to share the experience and create the curiosity with, provide them enough information. And I started realizing the audience was a little younger than my gray hair. And so they didn't know all of this, because I was out one day, and this is a true story. I was out one day and I called the segment ET on the Streets. Y'all remember, if you're on Clubhouse, I used to play it. I used to go out on the streets with my thing and I would talk to people about UFOs. And I brought it up one day and I mentioned the word ET to a bunch of young folks. And I said, ET, ET, and they was like, what is that? And one girl says, I said, y'all never heard of ET? And she said, what? My name is Emily Taylor. That's my initials. And they was about it. And I said, how old are y'all? They was in their 20s, like 21, 22. And I'm like floored. You ain't heard of ET, home, ET. I'm like, I haven't heard of ET. And then it hit me. It was a breakthrough that when I was on Clubhouse, I'm talking to just a group of hand folks who been around this thing for 40 years, like me, 50 years, and I ain't been around that long for it. I'm not saying that, but you get what I'm saying. And when they start saying, oh, I know this, Roderick, I've been talking, and what I really realized is not that they have been around ufology for 40 years. And get me when I say this, and you listen to some of these people closely, they be talking about the same thing for 40 years. And it makes them an expert. They talk about that same one incident. Now they done built a whole layers, and they done research. So they should write a book on that one incident. But then they come in, and if they ask you, have you heard of the Ray Hobbs incident in Arkansas? Hell no, I have not. What are you talking about? it's not a big phenomenon. I don't know. Well, you don't know anything then, because you ain't heard of Ray Hobbs when he got abducted down to get a hot dog. Well, shit, how would I know that? So then they start saying, and that's how they would test me. Okay. And so I started like, nah. So the whole point where I'm making it is it's about bringing it to a level. And that goes back to what you were saying. And I felt that I just want to reach the people who are first saying, are UFOs real? That's who I want to talk to. I just want to talk to curious people who we can have an open conversation on a level. Okay, if we want to hear about the ray guns and the technology that's used to, build the new, anti-ray gravity ship, come to the UNX network. That's some people that are some intelligent folks, and they know their stuff. They know their stuff. I just want to have a conversation with you. I just want to have a conversation. And so that's all I do. And I know, and not everybody on Clubhouse is the enemy. No, I'm not saying that. If there was a group of people that, had their vicious attack, and it was all about, some of that stuff. And so I was like, all right, whatever. So anyway, that's the whole point, and it's all that. So, I really thank everybody for being here all the time, and just really paying attention to just us, because that's all I want to do. I just want to talk to you as though you was right here with me, and we just talking, and we're talking about this crazy lady that I said it before, and I just got to bring her back in here because it's just funny, that married a freaking pirate ghost. And they actually did a wedding, and I can't leave that alone, but I'm just going to get back out of it though. But, that's okay. So if you in the audience and you marrying a spirit, please don't send your man or woman to my house tonight, poking me with sleep paralysis and talking about you talking about me, because it's not going to work out. So we're not going to be doing that. But, that's just how we roll. So again, if you're in Clubhouse, welcome. We're going to be doing this every Friday here on the X network. And we're going to be doing this here. And here we can unleash any and all things, guys, especially if it's unexplained. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to explain. I can't promise you the answers, but I definitely will tell you that we can talk about the unexplained. We can do that here in the network. I love it. I really love it. And I appreciate, Margie and Kay, Margie K, that's her name. I'm sorry. And Ray and them giving me an opportunity to even be here, man. And, cause they could choose anybody. They could really, they have a great thing going. They're very selective with what you're going to hear and the people that's going to represent their network, and everything else. And luckily, it wasn't a weight limit. Luckily, it was not a weight limit that I had to weigh a certain weight to be here and missed it by a pound. But I would have went out and jogged my ass off and got that pound down. If he said, Roderick, you had to be under, and you had to be under so much weight because you weigh so much pounds, and because your weight is, I know it's silence, and it's not wrong with it's nothing wrong technically. I just left those words out for you. But if he said, Roderick, you had to do that to get on our network, I'm going to be drinking water and oatmeal for about 24 hours. And big as I am, I can lose about 16 ounces. Boy, I should just do that though. Anyway, let me stop talking about that. But where I'm going with this is that, this is Friday. This is who we are. We are here doing some great things. Here we got about 8 minutes left. So if you in the audience and you want to put some into this conversation, definitely bring it up. Good vibes and good weekend to Roderick and the Onyx tribe. All right. I'm really mimicking somebody when I do that deep voice. Y'all think it's me. It's not. It's a guy, he runs this thing. He's the producer of the show, and he has this Barry White thing, but he a little lighter than I am, but he's like Barry White, so you'll get to meet him though, because we're going to do a fat boy show. We're going to do like Fat Boys Are Back. And we're going to be talking about UFOs exact. I just made that. I just ad-libbed that for you. I really did. So if you're in the comments and you want to spend the next 6-7 minutes that we have left tonight on the show, and you want to put your 2 cents into the conversation, and I'm not talking about super chats or anything else, although we love them. I really do. You definitely could just kind of put something into the comments and start a new conversation wave, or I have new and I'll make up something, because I can talk about this all day, baby, all day. You see, I went 2 hours. We ain't got no breaks here. There ain't no commercial breaks here. Not well, we will have them next time, but I can roll it 2 hours because I can talk to you about this. This is what I do. I just talk. I remember when I was young, they used to say, you talk too much. You got the gift of gab and all of that. Now I'm a professional speaker. I get paid to talk. Go figure. Yeah. So if you got one of them kids that talk too much, don't tell them that. You're going to be paying your bills, your Lexus payment, 30 years from now. Yeah, you talk too much. Go to bed. Let him talk, because there is a place where you can talk, and you can talk about the unexplained and things like this, the paranormal, Bigfoot, UFOs, and those secrets on the Unnetworked. That was a good flow, right? All right. So anyway, so let me look into the chats and see what we got. Ray said, you ain't right, bro. Chubby buddies. Okay, chubby buddies. That's what we're going to be. Chubby buddies. All right, we can do that. So Nicole says, my son is a talker. Give him the mic. Give the dude the mic. In fact, he can join me and we'll have a kid day. Now, we can't do that here because we talk about the stuff. We own the X, but we talk about X stuff here. It's rated X. We ain't going out like that. No kids. So he just gonna have to talk to you at home and do that, because he's not going to be here with us. But anyway, let him talk, because there's a place for that. There's a place. Because I'm telling you, I was told, you need to get the gab. That was when I was married to my first wife. And she, you talk too much, and now I get paid to talk. So, all right. So we got a few minutes left. I know I'm killing some time, but if you're on Clubhouse here, you definitely, he wants to own his own YouTube channel. Well, okay. There's a story, Nicole, and I'm gonna just say it real quick so we can have the last few minutes about a UFO stuff. There's a guy on YouTube called Mr. Beast. Go to him and Joe Rogan and watch his story, where he says when he was young, he was afraid to tell his mother that he wanted to focus on YouTube. He's in his 20s now, so he's still a young cat. And he was like, she was about to kick him out the house. Oh Lord, would that been the ET should have came and told her to bag up off of this dude if you know what's going to be happening later. Later, she used to take this boy to Walmart where he shops, and she would buy him some shoes. Now this dude go to Walmart with pickup trucks, 18-wheelers, and he buys everything and just give it away. Because why? He makes about $28 million a year off of YouTube. Just little money. And he's 28 years old, and his mom told him, you watch too much TV, you watching too much YouTube. Boy, I know she is like, man, feeling it. And do you know, would he be wrong if he just went and told his mom? Okay, so I got a question. Great. Margie says, how did you get interested in UFOs? Great question. When I was 12 years old, let me make this. I was in Dallas. I live in Dallas. And if you ever been to Dallas, I live right near the Dallas Zoo. Now, this is a place where back in the day, you can hear the lions at night, because we lived less than a mile when it was feeding time. And every now and then, helicopters, one because there was what we call the ghetto birds because of crime, something got out, a chimpanzee or something. But anyway, one evening, it was probably just when the stars meet the sun, so it was dark. I saw a UFO. I actually saw a UFO. It was like a white disc. It was moving across the sky, and then right behind it was two jets. And then they came back. It was behind him, and then they just disappeared. Now, at that moment, I didn't realize the significance of that moment in my life, and I never really told anyone, Margie, but it was seared into my mind because I grew up in the neighborhood. Like I said early in the show, the neighborhood bully won't tell. I wasn't a bully. I didn't reveal it. I just didn't reveal I was the bully. But the neighborhood bully wouldn't tell people that he saw a UFO last night. So imagine I'm not going to do it. So, but as the months and years rolled by, and as I started focusing on the stories and all that stuff, I realized how significant that moment became. So later on, I started watching the shows and everything else. And I'll tell y'all the story next Friday. I was married and I was in a house this past year or so that I couldn't even talk about UFOs. And at the time, I thought my wife was just being like, whatever. Now that I've done 400 interviews, I grew a group on Clubhouse. And when I started Clubhouse, I only was there because I just needed to have 20 or 30 people to talk to. That's why I started the Clubhouse group. Now it's 25,000. I've won the Creators First. I got books that I've written there on how to be a Clubhouse influencer. Did a weekly show there, signed a contract with them. Now in 7 TV shows, 6, 7, 3 is getting ready. And another one's getting ready to air next month. Got a big deal that I'm working on. And I've always been into the UFO thing, but the whole point was that, oh Lordy, I was just going to be the good husband and just stop talking about UFOs about 2.5 years ago. And I was like, no, I'm just not going to do it. So my journey is the journey, and it's here. So we got about a minute left. We're about 30 seconds into the 9 o'clock hour. And like I said, it's been a plum, pleasing pleasure, a privilege. And I'll give you my final words real quick. Just about 30 seconds. Now, I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here on Why the Big Secret here in our premiere here with the Network, the X. And my words tonight for you for the weekend is just go find people out there that we're talking about disclosure, we're talking about vindication, and find somebody and say, I'm sorry to. Say, I'm sorry about, I didn't believe you. Oh, I'm sorry that I thought you was crazy, because it's real. And then don't tell them because you pay UFO taxes that you've now been bedazzled because you in on it too, because they taking your money. You don't have to admit that. I just know that he knows that, or whoever it is. But in the meantime, it's been a plum, pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I'm Roderick Martin. I want to thank you for being here, and come back next week. And Margie K, I appreciate the opportunity. Race, I appreciate the opportunity and the belief as we circle back to be here. In the meantime, much love. You all are great. We're going to take you out right now. Good night.